Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Casper and today we're going to be looking at the Twitter recap, as I like to call it, what's happening on Twitter for the past 4 or 5 days. I can't remember exactly. I have many charts to go through, so let's just get straight into business. As always, do your own due diligence, all that fine stuff, subscribe, like, you know what to do. Let's have a look. All right, this is, 5 days for ever since we did this. So this is Grady. So this is silver against world currency units. As you can see here, a 12-year massive inverse head and shoulders. Let's do like this, trying to break out. You can see here the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, and the alignment here also quite nice. You have the low of the left shoulder, and then they have the wicks in here at the head, and then you have the low from the right shoulder. Beautiful alignment, and clearly you can see it here that we are trying to do something massive here, even though people don't feel like it. Jay Hinster, U.UN, the Sprout Physical Uranium Trust, and he's just pointing out, this bit of a pinch here. We have the exact same thing here, more or less. Bigger pattern leads to bigger moves, but yeah, the uranium, the Sprout Physical Uranium Trust looks amazing. This is a monthly chart, so you just look at it here. It's a one-way street. And yeah, we're going to the highs, at least in my view. You can see here all the big resistances, which were roughly around 18 to 20. We covered this one as well. Has been taken out, and we are currently at roughly 23. In my view, going way higher. Uranium looks good, but maybe we need a pause. I would gladly have a pause here. This is Stefano. You can't see that quite now. Probably I'll just go on. I will just go on here. Jay Hinster, silver again, with the past 10 years worth of price action. Same thing. Left shoulder, huge base here, which is the head. Then you have the right shoulder. And again, when we get above 26, especially, well, I would say 25 is the initial precursor. 26 will be the confirmation. And as soon as we take out 28, then we have a big move to the upside. And I completely agree. Silver will, when people least expect it, it will do insanely well. Yes, I sound like a broken record. Grady here, silver priced in major fiat currencies, getting ready to sink. Same thing again here. Yeah, the exact same thing here. He has, so 26 will be a big move. This, excuse me, this is the AUD. Again, same move here. Big cup or inverted head and shoulders. We can go to another one, which is in CAD in the Canadian. Same thing again, getting ready for a big move. And GDP, the pound, same thing again. We are getting ready. You can see the wicks getting bought up here. And the euro, same thing. The exact same thing. Getting above 24, I would say maybe a tad higher, 25. Could we have a huge bill before, just like we saw, COVID and back in 08? Sure. But that is something to have in consideration. North Star here, Goodman Kevin, as predicted, the stock markets are now crashing versus commodities, and quote, in parentheses again. And this is the classic, major run-up. You have a big down move into a bearish consolidation or bearish pattern here, the rising wedge, and starting to break down against the DBC in this case he has added in. And he points to a move all the way down here to back to 2007. So we are at, where are we? Roughly at 180, and going back to 60. So that's a huge outperformance by the commodities in relation to the SPX or the SP 500, whatever you wanna call it. Sahara here makes some great charting, great visuals. I really like the 3D take to it. The uranium spot price is popping. We have had a good run. I know a lot of you joined in, so congrats. When this sector runs, it rips. And yes, we covered this. The $24 level for URA were the big level to go through. We are way above. Could we retest that level if we get a biggish pullback? Yes, a buying opportunity. We may get pullbacks, but as we just saw, they tend to be snappy. Though I worried, no harm in slicing some profits after such a blistering pace. And yeah, imagine going to 140. Again, we have also been doing some analysis that the 140 actually looks like a big magnet. There are different ways to measure it, but if we go to 140 and we are currently at what 70, that's 3.5x, and the miners should do way more than 3.5x. They should probably do 5x that. So I mean that would be quite insane. That would be a move that you can. I will not hype anything, but you can tell your grandkids that you were part of that move and you held on. Um, Again, there's no spot, there's no physical spot, uranium spot left to buy, and it's a very tiny market. It could rip big time. Again, we cannot celebrate until we get there, but the charts looks fantastic. The URA, uranium, and so on, and U.UN is actually more or less the only ETFs or charts that I can find that are really, really bullish at the moment. Again, we might be a tad stretched here. I will give you that, but uranium looks absolutely fantastic. Energies, oil as well looks fantastic. Oh, that's a different topic. Anyways, let's get back to the stuff here. Stefano, AG silver doesn't happen, but if it happens, again, the same move as we go into 2016, where we have a massive spike up, like we did like 10x, 20x, 10x, and you can see it here, the exact same move. So I think we're close. I mean, the ratios looks like we're close as well. So yeah, if we get that move, the silver is about to pop, and I think we will go way higher initially. Well, after the pullback here, but it's a great view from Stefano. Grady, AG against Nvidia. Again, if you have been following me, also Grady, he's very good at spotting these precursors to a false breakdown. You have a falling wedge here, which usually pops to the top. When you get this false breakdown, you typically see a very big snapback here, getting above the upper trend line of the wedge, and then it blasts through, getting. So this is the last selling, the final capitulation that you will see, and then you go higher. Oh, Francis here, the market sniper is brought, marches on. He has a target of, this is a Sprott Physical Uranium Trust again. We are at 24. He has a $27 target based on his his uh, his setup here, his what he calls it, the hunt volatility setup here. I think that's might not be the correct word, but it's close. And yeah, getting higher again. Do we go in a straight line? Again, I really don't think so. We could get some pullbacks again, as mentioned, and they should be bought here. Very stretched, but still the momentum is big. If you look at a weekly and a monthly time frame on this ticker, you know that, daily price action is basically noise, because the monthly is in charge together with the weekly. The long-term trend is set higher, is what we do. This is the next big trade. I want you to, if you want to keep things really, really, really simple in investing, you look at this chart here and you follow this until you learn to control your emotions and get better at technicals. This is the the stage analysis, and you only buy, a stage one breakout, which is typically you have the 30 weekly starting to flat out, and you have the first higher high, and you buy the first pullback into that rising 30 weekly. And again, the exit is the opposite. So yeah, this keeps you out of trouble. And yeah, a 30 weekly is a long-term time frame. So this is not something that you would buy and then you sell like the week later. Yes, you can, of course, if you're day trading and swing trading, you can do that with the trend. But still, for investing, this is a great way to keep it very simple. So with this in mind, go and look at some charts, many charts actually. Just keep scrolling through them and you can see how they perform, the cycle theory. It's quite great. The next big trade here again, TLT bonds are in stage 4. The number one rule in stage analysis is to don't be long in stage 4, like we just looked at before. Again, you can see here when it is trying to get into stage 2 from the stage 1. Same here again. It's the 30 weekly is averaging out or smoothing out, but it just can't seem to get going. And yeah, you keep it very simple. And yeah, just I would start there if you're brand new to this. This is a great one. It's not a chart, but I really like this quote here. Prime your environment to make the next decision easy, meaning you prepare, you do your own analysis. So when the setup, when the moment, whatever you do in life is is there in front of you. You know exactly what to do, how to execute, and how to profit from that given situation. I like this one. I really, really do. Mining charts here. Silja is nearing the 2022 low. It's getting closer to a bottom as of year-long range. You can see here the year-long range. I don't think we will ever get to the March 2020 lows. That is gone for now. Again, I would assume if you have this is the weekly, you have the 30 here. Yes, the 30 is the blue. So you can still see here that this is stage 4, and now we're in stage 1 here, trying to base out and hopefully go higher. And I do think that gold and silver again are close, but again, Q4, Q1, we should have some good stuff going on for gold and silver. Again, very tricky to time, but I know where we will be at the end of this decade with a high conviction. So this is Caterpillar. If CAT looks like this, are things really as bad? This is Caterpillar, you know, major producer of big equipment, machinery, and so on for industry, heavy industry, cranes and so on. And you know the chart is just going up really. Looks very, very bullish for now. So yeah, that's just one way to look at it. I'm not gonna give my opinion. I just thought it was interesting. Game of trades here. USD is now printing a 11th consecutive weekly candle. 11. I don't think you can go back and find, you know, the same thing. Very strong long-term trend is set. Again, I would highly anticipate that we are getting a much needed pullback here. Can we go higher? Sure, by any means. But again, nothing goes in a straight line, and everyone is insanely bullish at the moment on the USD. And when that happens, you know, you can look at Twitter, you can look at mainstream media and so on if you watch that. And yeah, it seems like the dollar is the next best thing, right? So I would assume that we are very close to a top here. J Hinster, this is a log scale of the the S&P 500 on a daily closing basis. You can see here we're coming into support, and as long as it holds, we have made a higher high and a higher low. So at least I'm not saying that we're breaking down on the big indexes now, but for now there's still a lot of support again to the upside. But again, if they break as we do here, this is the SPY 1 year long trend. It's only 1 year. He had, you know, back to the March 2020 lows before. And you can see we're breaking down here. So we're also seeing some shorter term, in quotes, breaking down of big levels. Again, you have a horizontal here at around what's that? That's 420. But this, again, short term, we're breaking down from some major levels here. Last but not least, again, the dollar here from Jake. The DXY breaking 11-month worth of resistance. We have the wicks high here, and I will be very surprised if this just continues to go upwards. Again, I don't have a crystal ball, but again, look at the amount of move that it has made ever since mid-summer here, or just mid-July. Absolutely amazing, and I would assume that we go, you know, pull back down into above the 100s, you know, 103, 4, depending on how low we go. But that's my take on it. That's what I had. That is the charts that I have been looking at and found interesting during the week. So with all that said and done, have a great one. And we will be looking at the midweek updates on uranium commodities. Again, uranium does fantastic. Again, just like the dollar, it's very stretched here, but the long-term trend is in motion. Dips should be bought. We will dig into that. What's it called? Yeah, when the market is closed today, Wednesday, we will look into those. I'll make those 2 videos for you guys. Have a great day and stay safe. Cheers.